Hello and welcome to another Healthy Snacking Friday. Today I'm going to show you how to make your own chips and dip. So, especially when we're kind of home all day, we graze eat, we kind of snack when we're not maybe so hungry. So instead of eating potato chips that are fried in a lot of fat and grease and oil, I'm going to show you how to make your own tortilla chips that you can use with dip. So first, if you can avoid chips altogether, there are some healthier options available. You could make cucumber slices, which kind of gives you that same crunch. You can dip it. You can use carrots, celery, lots of vegetables are available to use to dip and eat and snack on. However, if you're really craving something salty or you really want something like a chip, we're gonna make our own. So first, let's talk about the dip. Dip is super easy. I just use sour cream and an onion mix. You mix them together and you get a French onion dip. It is pretty high in sodium, so you wanna be careful not to eat too much in one sitting, but it's very easy to make. You literally will just, it should tell you on the packet as well. So there's recipes here, but you just mix one packet in with sour cream and you have your dip. So it says right here, 16 ounces of sour cream and 1 envelope of the soup mix, and it gets you a pretty decent amount. I store it in a Tupperware container in the fridge. So, all right, let's start with the chips. First, you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. I'm going to put the sour cream away because I don't want to leave it out, and wash my hands. So I'm going to wash my hands really fast while the oven is preheating. And what you're going to need are some wraps. So if you watch my other videos, I tend to use wraps that are lower in sugar, lower in carbs. You could also use whole wheat wraps, so that's gonna be even better for you. So here I have 4 smaller wraps. I already cut 2 up, and I'm gonna show you how I did that. So I use a pizza cutter because it's just the easiest, but you could use a knife. I have a flat cookie sheet here. They're gonna bake right on this. So first I start by cutting them in half, and then I put them on top, because then I just have to do less cuts. Instead of cutting both sides, I can just now make 1 cut. I'm gonna cut that in half again. And it might be too thick, so I'm gonna then cut these in half again. So it can be hard to find low sugar, low carb tortilla chips, right? I don't think I've ever seen them in stores. So making your own is always an option. Also, you know exactly what is in them, and you can make them with less sugar, with less salt, if you are watching your sodium. So now that they're cut, I'm just gonna place them on the sheet. I didn't spray it down. You don't have to, it doesn't really stick. But I wanna space them out so that they're not on top of each other. So I wanna make it so they're not touching. Literally just putting them anywhere, kind of trying to figure out the best way to fit them all. Again, I'm going to try to make it so they're not touching. All right, so we've got all of our chips here. I'm going to sprinkle some salt on. You can flip them and sprinkle more salt on the other side, but I find I don't really need that because there's salt in the dip. So Now I'm gonna put this in the oven and we're gonna bake it. Depending on the wrap, it might take different amounts of time. So I'm gonna start with 8 minutes and see how they look, and then determine if I need more time or less time. So I'll see you then. All right, so I actually put them in for 11 minutes. After 8 minutes, they were still a little bendy. They're pretty hot now. So now they're crispy. And you can tell by like, when I was testing them at 8 minutes, they didn't like stay stiff like this. It was like, it bent. Also, when you're taking this out of the oven, you see how this doesn't have any sides? They slide very easily. So when you take it out of the oven, be aware so you're not spilling them everywhere. But I'll take one. So you can see the color. It's slightly browned, crispy, right? And these only cooked for 11 minutes. So in 11 minutes, I made my own tortilla chips that are so much better for me than fried potato chips or even store-bought tortilla chips, because I can make them for any diet type. I can use a gluten-free wrap if I can't have gluten, and make my own gluten-free chips, or make low-carb chips, or make whole wheat chips. You know, whatever diet I'm on or whatever allergies I have, that's why I love to do this, because now I can make them and I don't have to worry about eating something that's not that good for me. We're still practicing portion sizing, right? I'm not gonna eat all of these chips. If I wanna store them, I'll just put them in an airtight container, like a Tupperware container. And I would recommend eating them within 2 to 3 days. I'm gonna have some leftover salt. This is still hot, so I wanna use my glove, my oven mitt. I'm gonna turn the oven off because they're perfect. And here you go. Our own homemade tortilla chips. I could use these to make nachos. I can use them with a buffalo chicken dip or with my French onion dip. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend.